It's episode 135, Anime Cast here, Red Leaf Retrocast proper. Guys, Tori, Hickey. What you doing today?
Dying.
Dying? No, don't do that.
Same.
Nah. I'm doing great. I'm maybe not homeless at the end of the month. I've signed a lot of papers to buy a house.
Yay. Congratulations, JD.
It's very nice. Lots
Hopefully
of shag
they'll not
carpet.
fuck you up.
What was that last part?
Hopefully they won't fuck you over again.
Oh, yes. I really hope. Been very stressed of just constantly thinking, all right, what's going to fuck me this time? Yeah. It's a lumen feeling until I sign those papers that say, here are the keys. But yeah, full basement. It has a steam heater from the 1940s, which is pretty rad and also terrifying.
Nah, sure it's great.
Yeah.
Can't see there being any problems with that.
No way. None. Just a little asbestos in the house. Just a little bit.
Listen, JD, it's an antique, all right?
Yeah, I mean, the house was built in the 30s. So.
There you go. It's an antique.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I'm very excited. Next big step in my life. Rhode Island's going to be permanent. And, just taking it one thing at a time. Anime. Been watching a lot. Well, I finished a lot of the summer season. I did. And a couple
what a weeb.
Look, man. Yes.
Imagine watching anime in 2022. Couldn't be me.
Well, definitely not you, no. Before the podcast, you're like, yeah, I watched that one, and then not anything else.
I watched not one episode. I watched one show, and then I dropped another. I would say I've had a pretty successful summer.
It's a 50% hit rate.
I mean, yeah.
So, I haven't finished the second half of Bastard on Netflix, but I only dropped one show. I was very diligent in finishing the others. The one show I dropped was the Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I got halfway and I was like, I'm not feeling it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
You're dissing the second coming of Jesus Christ? Holy shit, JD.
Why? A lot of people talking super positively about it or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you not seen that literally everyone is jerking off to it?
What are you going to do next? Diss out the third coming of Jesus Christ?
Well, Jesus over here. Look, if he could help Dortmund score, I'd be all for the not dissing part.
I don't think. Yeah, I was about to say, not even. That's a miracle. Not even Jesus can.
No, I just wasn't feeling Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I thought it was.
I can't believe you. You're not allowed to have your own opinion.
Yes, I'm having an opinion over this average show.
We're on the internet here, and having your own opinion is not allowed.
Oh my god!
You have to circle jerk what everyone else thinks.
No. What does the show have on like my anime list or something? Let's see.
I don't know. Let me look.
I don't think it's listed.
No, it definitely is because I dropped it.
8.75.
No way, it's that high?
It is that high.
Cyberpunk. Hold on. No way. I don't believe this.
Literally.
Oh my god. You're right.
People love this show, man.
Good god.
It fucking saved Cyberpunk. Well, again. People are sitting here being like, remember fucking Cyberpunk 2077? Like, yeah, that show was pretty trash when it came out, like pretty buggy and not at all complete. But it's actually not that bad of a game. It's pretty okay. And it's just like, yeah, how many people decide to play it after they fucking watched Cyberpunk Edgerunners? Quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, it's by Trigger, so the animation's good, the action's pretty good. I'm just not that into the story. I'm not that into the main character. Once his, mom dies at episode 1 and his struggles...
spoiler.
Well, oh my god, episode 1,
Episode 1 spoiler, damn, dude.
Yeah, right? Like, him joining the group and him getting the spinal fusion thing that made him go fast, I guess. the story was just kind of average. Just not, it never really, anything happened for me. Maybe I was just kind of burnt out from everything else, but yeah, it's, I don't really have anything like bad to say over it. I just wasn't that into it. Just thought it was pretty average.
We here at Red Leaf Retrocast does not condone having your own opinions.
Okay, all right.
I haven't watched it.
Okay. so glad you guys could. It's so you make fun of.
I don't have a Netflix account. What do you
for
want
trying to watch it, and then you guys are like, fuck off. By the way,
I
never said that. I said you're dissing the second coming of Jesus Christ. I never said I was extremely disappointed on your opinion.
Me neither. I said you went against.
I've never voiced my opinion once in this whole conversation.
Okay. I just said you went against popular opinion, so
stop thinking about the Bundesliga and how it sucks. It's getting to you.
Oh man,
my Bundesliga thoughts is now affecting my anime opinions.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the same thing with like.
Don't say the Bundesliga suck. You can go fuck yourself. Like JD, I never talked about the Bundesliga. Because I'm going for the fucking anime now.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's the same thing with like it's the same thing with Cyberpunk as it is with like Arcane. I guess it's like everyone fucking loves it. I've thought about watching it multiple times, both Cyberpunk and fucking Arcane. I haven't.
Oh, I liked Arcane.
Maybe I will at some
thought that
point.
was pretty good.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, I don't have access to it at the moment. I couldn't watch it right now if I wanted to, so yeah, I'm not going to.
I mean, you just hop on 9 Anime and you'll be all set.
I could do that, and I have done that, but
not for that.
Also, why? I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it right now.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Simple as.
You know what was good that I really enjoyed, and it's going to be in the contention for my anime of the year? Sorcery Fight Zero movie. I did watch that.
What is that?
So it's Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay.
Yeah.
Could you not
dropping the
English title to be super
name,
weird?
And I'm just like, what the fuck is that? I've never heard about that one before.
What is a flying saucer? What is GD's talking about? I was like, I thought my connection cut out for a moment, and I lost the beginning of the topic.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Sorcery Fight Zero. Huh? Is this some like American?
Yes, that is exactly how
anime?
everybody pronounces the name. No one knows it as Jujutsu Kaisen. That's so weird.
No one just says JJK or anything like that online. Definitely not.
But the movie was super good. I was really like, you want to talk about like fucking awesome action, and a pretty damn good story revolving around this one character who's been cursed, of course. He gets into the academy on a he's a special case rank and all this, and you get to learn a little bit about kind of what happened prior to, our actual season that we watched, and it's pretty rad, I gotta say.
Yeah. I too like Blue No Exorcist. Oh, No Exorcist.
Blue No Exorcist.
How'd you know I watched the entire first season in the last 2 weeks? You've been looking at my Mal page?
No.
You've been stalking my Mal page.
You're just very easy to read.
Well, I did also watch Blue Exorcist in the past 2 weeks. I gave it a try.
It's a fun.
Was it bad?
Control.
It's like okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've thought about watching it before, but then I was like, I remember like I was picking up some manga, and then I remember like when I just found my manga store, and then I saw that Blue Exorcist there, and I was like, yeah, sure, let me pick up the first 3 volumes of Blue Exorcist and just read it. And I never went past those first 3 volumes. I was like, yeah, I don't know. This is not that fun. I don't particularly enjoy the characters or anything.
Yeah, it's... I don't know how to put my finger on what Blue Exorcist was exactly, other than just 2 brothers. One has devil powers, the other is going to have. Like, you could see it happening, and then they just kind of are in school, and they're doing mundane tasks. There's no... It's really lacking like that enemy that isn't Satan. You know, that's their end goal. So that's really what was missing for me. And then like the last, I think, 7 episodes of the first season was all filler. I'm just like, ugh, all right, yeah, I'm done with this show.
Yay.
Yeah.
Filler.
So, yeah, not a good way to end. But I ended up giving the sorcery fight movie, because that's what everyone calls it, not JJK. 8 out of 10. Like, heavily enjoyed that. Vastly recommend. It's going to be competing for Anime of the Year.
Damn.
And then whenever you put it on the list, no one's going to. When we eventually do our fucking yearly end of year list for best anime, that we always do, definitely.
Definitely, always,
nobody's going
year.
to. No one's going to be fucking voting for that one just because you'll put it under that title. Everybody be like, "What the fuck is that?" It got 0 votes. Why did any of you vote for that one?
Man, nobody liked Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, it's Jujutsu Kaisen. What?
No, it's not.
You sure?
Let's see. Oh, I can fast track these reviews. Uncle from Another World. I kind of spoke about that. Average, dropped it. Not interested. Black Summoner. Very average. It's an isekai. What do you expect? Like 5 out of 10. Licorice Recoil. Good action, but also just average girls and kind of girls with guns. We've been here before. But apparently a lot of people love that show. Holy shit. That's the one I saw online, people talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
which one?
A lot of that one too.
Licorice Recoil.
Licorice Recoil.
Yeah, yes. Why
Girls with guns. We're back in fucking 2000s. Woo!
Yeah, that's exactly what that felt like.
There's even a strike which is in that season, so yeah.
Did you finish that, Hickey? Licorice Recoil?
I did. That
was the
is
ending
one of
satisfying to you, or
no? It was extremely underwhelming. It made 0 sense, and it's like all this build up for that. I was like, okay.
So we're on the same page there. Yeah. Okay. I went 5 out of 10.
Okay.
I was very unimpressed.
Yeah. I guess. Oh, no. It is impressive how it wasn't a fuck up, but I don't know. It feels, when you're reading a manga, you're like, oh, this manga is really good. I quite enjoy the story. I'm happy that someone is making it. And suddenly there's like, in the middle of an arc, there was like one chapter called with the title "End," and because the manga just got cut short, and it makes 0 sense. It's so rushed. It's like, oh yeah, they are just happy after whatever. It feels like that. It feels like the show got cancelled, and it's like, okay, you got one last episode to do, wrap up the story, and go do something else.
Straight out of the 1980s, it's like, all right, not only are we now out of money, you've also been canceled, so I know you had 50 episodes planned, do it in 27.
Yeah.
Sir, it's episode 24. Yeah, you're going to have to wrap this up in three weeks. Yeah. Harem, Labyrinth in Another World. I mentioned this, teased it last podcast. I finished this show. Studio Passion.
Finished it.
Hickey, this was really bad.
It was.
It's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Yeah, and they even did the fucking filler of ending.
Yeah. I could, I'm watching this going.
I was like, what the fuck is this last episode? Why are you gonna do this? The show's already bad enough.
Yeah, it's already bad. Now you made it even worse with this ending. Nothing happens. It's pretty incredible how just nothing happens the entire time. I gotta buy this slave. All right, and then once she bought her, it's just priorities. I want a bath in my house. Let's go to the store. Let's talk about the store stuff we're gonna buy. Yeah, that's my skill that caused that discount, but don't tell anyone. Let's go to the dungeon. Okay, we're on level 4 now. Look, there's 4 enemies that are attacking us, but they're low level and he's overpowered. Let's go to level 5. I guess I'll buy another slave. The same thing happened again, where it's just over and over again. And of course, it's like, here's a sex scene that's very much censored, unless you go on a different site where it's not censored. And then you just go, I can just watch porn. Like, why am I doing this? This is dumb.
Imagine watching censored anime, man.
Watching censored what should be porn.
Imagine watching censored anime. I mean, couldn't be me.
Couldn't be you.
Couldn't be me.
And then, yeah, it's just, oh, by the way, what skill do humans have? Well, they like to have sex a lot. Awesome. I'm going to make that skill big time. And then it's just a montage and it ends. Like, what? What? I hate this show. It's nothing. It's just so impatient with it. It's like, okay, let's press play. I'm already angry. Shouldn't be this angry.
Oh, fuck off. What did the show do? Nothing. I'm just mad.
Like, literally nothing. I hate this show. Why can't anything happen? Why? Go to the dungeon. Go, like, you're overpowered. Just go up the levels. Like, at least I think it was in episode 1, he actually, like, stumbled into a raid room and his life was actually on the line. I'm like, okay, if the show's kind of like this, I guess I could, see it as kind of... No, the rest of the show was nothing like that. It was more about developing magic so he could make hot water for a bath.
Very important.
Very important for me to fall asleep to. Yeah.
Extremely important.
Yeah. So yeah, like, when I compare that to, say, Black Summoner, where the character got super overpowered and he just wanted to kind of fuck around with his, like, women that join him, I was like, okay. I'm not angry at Black Summoner, I'm just disappointed. Harem and Labyrinth in Another World? That is just an atrocity. What does that have on Mal? I gotta look at that.
Like a 6, I think.
That's way too high.
9.2.
Corey, don't you dare.
It won't. It would be like the best rated anime on Mal if that was the case.
Oh my god. Harem Labyrinth in Another World. What does this show have? Oh, I'm clicking through it. Let's see. Oh, it's definitely not at the top of the list. Or did I just scroll past it? I probably scrolled past it.
6.63.
6.63?
Expected.
Yeah.
No. Oh my god, you're
yes.
right. That's way too high. Way too high.
I mean, how often do you see a show on Mal that has below a 6? It's not very often. It happens, but it's not very often. Like, fucking Mal shows mostly live in the range between 8 and 6. Sure. But, like, the amount of times that you have to look for something that has below a 5. Once you suddenly get below the 5 threshold, then it's just like, shit just starts dropping fucking drastically in rankings. But, like, for the most part, it is extremely rare. Like, just look at any given season to see how many shows you can find that have below a 6. It's not many, and they're usually shorts.
Right. No, I'm not disputing that. It's just, the show should definitely have been one of them, is what I'm saying.
Sure. But that's not how Mal works.
No, that's not how it works. Made in Abyss Season 3.
Still haven't watched it.
I'm one episode short.
So, Hickey, let me ask you. I mentioned this before, that the show just got too weird, and the blobby characters all the time really just took me over the edge.
And then it became even more weird.
And it just kept getting more just weird, and it feels like it's less about the abyss and more about this just... It seemed like it was just so not part of the plot this whole season. They get that...
Well, yeah, I guess. I can see what you're talking about. But I guess it's just stabilizing the story before progressing. But yeah, there's not a lot about the the abyss itself, because you're already inside of the abyss. You already got to the place of no return, which you can return back.
Apparently, you can return. Maybe
or not. Maybe the weird dude just uses a corpse, go down there, talk to them, and then change corpses. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more stable. I think it's a whole lot of nothing. If I would have to summarize, it's just really fucked up.
It's definitely fucked up.
At least up to episode 11, the issue is not resolved. It just get worse. It feels like everyone did everything for absolutely nothing.
Right.
And I'm going to watch episode 12 and then wait for the next season. Hopefully the next season they get to another interesting place in the abyss, and instead of spending 12, 13 episodes in the same place, they kind of switch around, have more than one place per season, and more interesting fucked up situations.
Right. Yeah. I guess I don't need to go.
But it's like, oh, there's this issue. Okay, this is how the issue gets resolved, and and then it's like, oh no, actually, the issue was not resolved. It was all for nothing, and now we have another issue.
Like, it seemed so. One of the key things I thought the season needed was Reg getting his memories back, because that seemed like a huge need throughout the entire season. And then it just kind of ends, and you look at the one character that the whole season was built around, essentially, and they're just like, hey, come with us. And they go, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm like, well, that's not kind of the cliffhanger I wanted. Like, doesn't really excite me for the next season when we just spent all this time resolving this tower that they were in and this one location. And I mean, there was some gruesome parts, and it tried to build up this emotional connection between certain things, and I just don't think it worked, like, at all compared to. So I guess the big comparison just in the Made in Abyss universe would be in the movie, you're connected to the one girl that gets turned into muck, and she's the whistle, right? You built that connection well, while in this season it's all about the connections between other characters, but it was all always in like weird flashbacks, and they become these weird creatures, and as the area that they're confined into dissolves, all these emotional connections are being released, and I just didn't feel it with them at all, because I guess the weird factor was too high. I keep bringing that up, but I'm like, okay, so you guys were dead a long time ago. You can't really go anywhere. So what's your purpose? The one that I forget her name, but she was the long-haired girl that stayed human the whole time, and as all the fights are going on, she's going up the stairs, and then she just starts disintegrating into a hollow. You're like, oh fuck, that's no good. And then she just becomes, of course, the blob creature. I'm like, can't she just rapidly age or something? Because that's what was holding her back. But nah, she's got to become this blobby creature, and she's like, all at the end. Yeah.
It's really it's really bad for show when you tune in every single weekly to see what the fucked up shit they're gonna pull up next instead of where the story will go.
Yeah.
I guess that's about it.
Too much shock factor going on. Maybe.
Not even that. It's just the story is just not good in this one. And then, even if you're paying attention to the story, when it comes down to that point where the centipede thing, sacrifices himself. Really dancing around the spoilers, JD, please.
Yeah, spoil away.
Oh, I lived all this time to give you these memories of your mother. Here it is. And Fop was like, oh shit, I fucked up. I destroyed the village for nothing. I was like, yeah, let me save them now. I was like, oh my god. I wasted like 3 hours of my life for this really, really dumb plot point. I cannot believe that I could be watching another show.
Oh god, yeah, you could have used that for anything else.
The tree thing was fucked up. It was a lot fucked up. That thing was really fucked up, and the meat of the little creatures being used to feed people, that was absolutely fucked up. That's top of the class fucked up. But again, if I'm tuning in to that instead of the story, that doesn't signify anything good about the show.
Right. Let's see. I'm looking at my list here. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon Season 4? Look, it was like nonstop action. From episode 1 to episode 11, they had a plot. They had the major enemy that they had to come across. The enemy was fucking awesome. It seems unbeatable. Your main character has to get better yet again to beat this creature, or at least compete. It ends on a good cliffhanger with the big bad enemy. It's really let off a lot of the like harem tropes, and it was really just all about the battle and the battle ahead. Like, I love this season. It was super to the point. It kept it up the whole time. I'm into our main character's growth and the people around them and their growth. The first half was good, and then it progressed right into the second half, which made sense. It all took place in this like same 3 levels of the dungeon area. But I went 8 out of 10, honestly. I think that's a little high maybe for what we're doing, but like I thought it was one of the better things I've watched this year. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I think
maybe
it could be one of, yeah, especially after the whole like animals can talk season. Like this was just way better.
Animals can talk. Yeah. I'll give it a try. Maybe one or two episodes, see what it is.
Well, you watched all of season 3, right?
Yeah. I was just extremely done with. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in the Dungeon? I was like, I don't want to sit down and waste 3 hours of my life in this because there isn't even the fucking fucked up shit to, keep me awake.
No, this was good. I mean, every episode seems to have action, and it's well animated. Like you're actually seeing the movement and clashing of swords. There's a legit feeling that characters can die. At least, at least it makes you feel that way. Yeah, I was very satisfied with it. Call of the Night. I watched all that. Yeah, I watched a lot of anime this past season. Call of the Night. Very stylish. Coming of age story. I think the ending was a little flat, to be honest. I was kind of hoping
Detective Girl is cool.
Detective Girl is cool. I'm very curious what they do with her. I think if they were going to leave it on a cliffhanger open for another season, they could have done a much better job. It still felt very indecisive towards the goal of becoming a vampire, or if that's even the goal in the end. But I do like the development of our main 2 characters, Vampire Girl and Main Guy. He's a conflicted teenager. They actively make that very well aware. Like even he's aware of his confliction. He's trying to talk it out. Yeah, like 6 or 7 out of 10, depending on your feeling about it. But I was pretty happy with it.
Probably my favorite opening and ending of this year so far.
Banging opener. I like that. Of course, that was like a song from like 6 years ago or something, wasn't it?
No.
No?
I think it was 1 or 2.
Not that long ago, huh? Okay. I felt like I had heard that many years ago, but the COVID years, who knows what the concept of time is there?
The opening is new. The ending song is 2-3 years old, maybe. I don't think it was attached to the anime at all. It was just a coincidence that there was a song with the same name as the anime.
So Tori, I take it you did not watch and finish Summertime Rendering.
No, I didn't. I never kept going with that. I still want to watch it, but I don't know. I kind of just forgot about it.
That's another one I was pretty satisfied with it. Our worry of maybe there's not enough plot for them to extend it out to 24 episodes. It almost got to that point, but I thought because the whole purpose was Groundhog Day, essentially, where he's trying to loop through time. But the enemy kind of can also do that in a way. And so the concept of how far back he can loop is getting shorter and shorter. And he's trying to, like, by the time you realize it, it's coming up on him. And it does get a little wacky with the blonde-haired girl throughout the season of what her specific powers can be, what her purpose is. Maybe it gets a little too over the top with that, but it led to some cool action nonetheless. I did like the finish. This had one of the better, like, finishing scenes and finishing to the plot that I've seen this year. I'm not saying it's the best, but I was, again, pretty satisfied. And maybe that's more shocking with how we watch these things these days. But yeah, finish that. 7 or 8. I think that's, let's see, Summertime Rendering. I'm going to have to go back to fucking spring for that one, though.
You can go to the end of something.
8.59. So it's a little high, but I'm about there. 8.59 on Mel. Yeah. I'd definitely recommend Summertime Rendering. I think it's one of the best things from the year.
Yeah, now that it's over, will probably be a more bearable watch.
Yeah, because you're not like waiting week to week or something. Yeah, I kind of watched it in 5-episode chunks. Is how I did it, like a once a month binge kind of deal. Pretty okay. I don't know if watching it that way would work for someone else, but yeah, if you could just go episode to episode, maybe a binge watch is the better way to go. Tori, how was your one show you watched?
Yes. So the only show I finished watching was Overlord Season 4 because it's more Overlord, and what can I say other than it's more Overlord? It's basically just, Ansel Gaun's newly established sorcerer kingdom trying to get in on the politics with the cities around them, using people as like vassal states, trading with them, fooling a king into thinking that he is all-knowing, like he's done that with many people. I still love that scene. He goes to fight the kingdom's number one fighter, completely at random. When he shows up, you have when he shows up there to fight, he like shows himself before the king, and while he's having like a secret meeting with with like people from like the Slain Theocracy. Mm-hmm. Like a secret organization that they're like trying to discuss how they can take him down, and then he just shows up in front of them, and they all like, "You betrayed us. You were trying to get us killed for this." And then the king is just like, "How does he always know?" And then we like later in an episode we cut the Ein's thoughts of the situation as he's just there because he appears calm, cool, and collected as always, but then when we get his own thoughts, he's like, "What is going on? What's happening here? Am I interrupting something?" And everybody, "He is too good. He knows everything." That's the fun part about Overlord. It was just like, just how fucking accidentally genius that guy is. And yeah, and after he's done spooking them, he goes down and he absolutely destroys the number one fighter in the city, just because he can, and kills him out of respect. Actually, he didn't kill him, did he? But yeah, no, it's just it's more Overlord. Literally, it's just political intrigue. Or political intrigue in the sense that, like, yeah, we're trying to spread the influence and the knowledge of the Sorcerer Kingdom, and trying to get like adventurers to come here, trying to get like rune crafters to come here, trying to do this, trying to do that, and then it's like, some noble stole from your food supply, and it's like, all right, then that's our perfect excuse. Time to annihilate that fucking city, blow it away. There will be nothing in return, and that's how the season ends. Pretty much, it's just like doing what they always do. Shows up in the city, like, we will fight to the death. It's like, okay, cool. Anyways, you're all dead. So yeah, that is Overlord in a nutshell. If you don't like that, you won't like Overlord. Overlord is not a tense fighting thing. It's just like, here are characters that are absolutely fucking overpowered beyond all belief, and watch as they annihilate everything around them.
Sounds like you're satisfied in the same way I'm satisfied with Girls in a Dungeon 4. You kind of know what you're getting. Like, you kind of know what you're getting from it, and maybe some seasons are going to be better than others.
Yeah, I don't think this is the best season. I think I gave it like a 6. So it's not the greatest. It has a lot of boring downtime and stuff like that, but for the most, like, it's more Overlord, and it has its funny moments.
Give it like when a 6. Are you aware this has an 8.14 on Mal?
I know.
How dare you?
But like, I dare. I have my own thoughts.
You need to get that at least to an 8, Tori.
Nah, that won't happen. Nah, but like, it's just like, because like it has its funny moments. Like when Dines goes to like fight the dragons, it's just to have this like ice dragon with his concubines, and he's just like protector and fucking whatever. Like, he is one of the most powerful. And just Dines shows up, walks in. They first send his son out, the ice dragon's son out, to meet them, to like gauge their abilities or their strength, because he's an absolute coward and a fat dragon. And then he just comes out, and he surrenders instantly. He like comes and be like, turn back or he face the consequences. That Ice is just like, is that that's a dragon, huh? Cool.
He's an absolute coward and fat dragon. Yep. I feel like that's a Norwegian joke.
No, but I mean, it isn't. He literally is, because like, it's like he tries to act tough, but then he's like, they just have a conversation, and then after a while, Ainz is just like, okay, anyways, I'm gonna kill you now. Grasp heart, and the dragon just instantly throws himself to the ground. It's like, wait, I give up. It's like, oh. Because like he was, Ainz is there to kill the dragons, to collect their hide and the dragon scales, because that's a rare commodity. But then the only one he gets to actually kill is the fucking the main dragon and one other dissenter, because everyone else just instantly gives up. It's like, man, I didn't get anything out of this. I didn't get anything I wanted. Overlord is fun. If you're into this sort of story, Overlord is a lot of fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hickey, what did you give Licorice Recoil, score-wise?
Hold on a second. Let me just take a look. I gave it a 7
out of 10.
A 7? Okay. I was more towards a 5. That's another show that has like an 8.31 on Mal. We are like nowhere near what people are giving these shows.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to it. It's pretty much been my entire anime watching experience.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
People just have bad taste. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Call of the Night has an 8.13. I was like, yeah, I'm like 6 or 7. We're definitely like a point or two lower generally than Mal.
Sometimes way more.
Sometimes way more, yeah. Yeah. I think the Jujutsu Kaisen movie has 8 point something, but I'm not going to look that one up. That one I agree with. Yeah. Pretty right. I really hope we see that character in the future seasons. The one we focused around that movie. Just side comment. Let's see. Is there anything else? You got something, Hickey? You got more shows?
Are the ones I watched? Yokoso Jinsuruku Shigo Shuri no Gyoshitsu.
That one.
Oh, yes, of course.
Classroom of the Lead, second season. Picked up the pace. Was quite good. The first 4 episodes are absolutely hell. But aside
no
that,
good?
the rest of it's so boring. It's so boring. Like the the actual like test and whatnot is absolutely boring. You need to keep tabs on everyone. It's not good. The rest of the season, unbelievably well thought. So yeah, recommended if you watch the first season, or even watch the first season, the second season, since the third season is coming out next year, winter 2023, I believe. It's definitely recommended. It's not OP guy versus students anymore. It's just like, well, main guy was an absolute lab rat. He was created to be an absolutely murder machine, and now he's just unleashed on these kids.
And what score did you give it?
I still need to watch the last episode, but I'll probably give it either 7 or an 8.
Okay. Oh, you're okay. So that's really close. 8.17 on Mal.
Yeah, it was really
People
good. Unfortunately, the first 4 episodes are just not good at all.
So 1/3 of the show wasn't good.
Yeah, but it's not that the episodes are not good. It's just the background story is not interesting.
Not particularly interesting. Okay,
like it's
I feel
all that. It's all that. A bunch of speculation. Just say, oh, there's a traitor among us. Fuck. God damn it.
Among us.
Among our classmates.
Mm.
And then the shut up, Tori. The season
sounds pretty sus.
Goes around, they already know the traitor because main character is just that good, and it's kind of unfair to have him competing against kids. He should be competing against gods, but they already know the traitor. It's more going on why the person is doing what she's doing. And dancing around the topic throughout the rest of the season. But like 4 episodes just say, oh yeah, we got betrayed in the test. There's a traitor. And main guy going, yes, yeah, I've known that for like the past 2 seasons. Ever since I entered the school. Basically, episode 1, I already knew there was a traitor, but I never talked about it because I don't care about any of you. So after that little point, it definitely picks up and it becomes really, really good. And there's Luminous Witches, but that is just fan service for Strike Witches fans.
There's no point
trash. In watching. There's no point. No, it's not trash, JD.
Fan trash service for Strike Witches fans? I didn't realize there were any. Ha!
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Strike Witches, or even if you watched everything but don't really care, there's no point of watching Luminous Witches.
That's right. There is no point.
Okay. So, I guess that takes us into the review section of the podcast, unless anyone else has anything to add.
I don't think so.
Okay, I will play the drop and we'll move on. Here it goes.
Now, it's time we start dealing with the business at hand.
All right, Hickey, this was your anime to review for this particular podcast. What is it, and why did you pick it?
The anime I picked for review was Cyber City Oedo 808. The reason I picked is just that I looked at it and said, you know what, that looks interesting. Then I clicked, read the synopsis, like, yes. Yes, I'm watching this. Also, it's 90s Madhouse, so it's good shit.
I do like Madhouse of the past. Even though it came out in 90, this was 80s as fuck. I had never heard of this until you picked it before.
Same.
And my expectations were, I hope I see some cool action. I'm sure the plot will be super bizarre in times. And I hope I see some cool 80s metal type stuff. And I think I got all of that. Tori, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts was, I didn't know much about this going in. And then I was like, what is there for me to latch onto with this show? Then we meet Juso Hasagawa, and he's voiced by Norio Wakamoto, and I recognize that voice anywhere, as we all do. And I'm just like, okay, all right, you have my attention. And I fell asleep.
No!
3 times. watching just the first episode. Then I watched the other 2 episodes, and I mean, I don't think I was that interested in this show, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's see. It was directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri. He's involved in a lot of things. He's involved with One Punch Man, Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, otherwise known as Sorcery Fight that everyone knows by, Overlord. A lot of other things that you've probably seen before, especially us.
Oh yeah. Like this guy, Kawajiri is a guy that you will probably have heard of at some point if you've looked into.
And just to give people, give people an idea of how long this guy's been around, he did the in-between animation on a lot of episodes of Ashita no Joe from 1970. Our very first episode of this podcast. So he
character designs on Legend of the Galactic Heroes, for example. Key animation on Redline, which is an amazingly well animated movie. He even recently worked on stuff like Shingeki no Kyojin Season 3, Attack on Titan Season 3. So He
was the director of Midnight Eye Goku, a show we've reviewed on this podcast before.
Yes.
And now that I say that out loud, that makes perfect sense what we got here.
Did Vampire Hunter D 2000 as well. Directed that one. Another show we've talked about.
Yeah, we've talked to... So this guy, we've seen a lot of his work, and you know what? I'll just read the summary here. It is the year 2808. 3 convicts are recruited as members of the Cyber Police to keep major criminal activity in Oedo in check. In return, their life sentences will be reduced by a few years for every mission accomplished. However, to ensure that these convicts are doing their jobs, the police have secured special collars around their necks. If they attempt to remove the collars or fail to meet the time limit they're given their missions, the collars will self-destruct and their heads will explode.
What? Can they do that?
Yeah, I kind of like the way it started, where it's just these shadowy figures. You got long-haired police guy just going, all right, here's the deal. You got 500 years on your sentence here. You can either work for me, get those years off, or you can kind of just go back to your cells and die in prison. And all 3 of them are just going, yeah, I kind of don't want to be in prison anymore. I guess it's okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
I don't know. I like it's such an 80s reasoning as well. It's just I love the fucking commentary as well that he gives, just walking forward, and he's like, all right, you're screwing me over here. You're really just fucking putting me in a bind, and I am absolutely about to get used. There's no fairness here. But I'll swallow the bait. Picks up the baton.
Yeah. They got these cool police batons that they don't really baton anybody the entire time. It shoots a projectile out from the baton.
They use them a little bit, but I mean, they all have their own skills. They have their own skills. It's the baton is kind of just a sign
that they are a cyber police member.
Like Goggles using it when when the military shows up at his vehicle and is just seeing a woman here, and he's pulls out the baton. Oh, you're a cyber police, I see. It's cool.
I guess we don't need to search your car anymore. Let us know if you see her. All right. And then they come back.
Well, I mean, yeah. Of course they did.
But of course it was all applaud because everything was rigged from the beginning.
That's right. The odds were rigged against you.
So let's see here. I did like how we have three characters here, and each episode was focused around a singular character, and then the team would show up, kind of deal. So one episode was about Sengoku, another one was about Goggles, and then the other one was about Meryl, which is totally a dude, but looks like a chick.
Benton.
Yeah. Wait, Benton?
Benton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Benton. And they all have their skills. Goggles is a hacker. Sengoku, he's a...
Weirdly enough.
Right, yeah. Sengoku, he's just like your hardcore 80s dude who likes action, and then Benton has like this wire ability jumping thing. So
wire ability jumping.
Yeah, he's got this like crazy wire that comes out from a ring, and then he can kind of just swing and cut things easily.
Yeah. Anything.
Yeah. Each episode had its own plot, individual from the others. Episode 1, it does establish, like, okay, you catch a criminal, he gets, like, 3 years, 11 months off, but if he fucks up, they kind of add time, and it establishes that the director that gives him these orders, he's like, all right, you have 8 hours to catch this criminal, and if you don't, your collar will explode. Really funny how in the last one, he's goes to smoke a cigarette. No, that was episode 2. Goes to smoke a cigarette, and there's like 5 seconds left, and he's like, oh, I should probably stop this.
Well, looks like you did it after all. He just waits and gets for it to count down. Stops at 3 seconds. I mean, you gotta do it, you know? You gotta be cool. You can't just end it. You can't just stop it. Like, gotta...
It's like, all right, Goggles, here's your mission. Go fight the death machine. It's like, okay, I think that is beyond the power of the police. Yeah, you know what is beyond the power of the police? You fucking up.
Not being a little bitch. 8 hours to go.
8 hours. Listen, all right, you might have lost the first round, but there's still round 2. You have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, round 1, sure 7 hours, 50 minutes. Round 2, pick up the pace, buddy.
I'm pretty sure we cannot enter military complexes. Well, I'm pretty sure you can go fuck yourself. You have 5 hours. It's like, shit. What is his working conditions?
These working conditions are not ideal.
What do you mean? I love the guy as well. The guy that we meet, the dude who's like sitting there with his own collar on, trying to like fucking disarm it. And he's just sitting there like so fucking dead. It's like, oh my god, oh, I almost got it. I only have two things left. And then he just tells you, as goes like, which one is it? I think it's the right one. I think you're wrong. I think it's the left. And then he goes and screw it, and it just blows his head off.
It's like, yeah. Bummer.
Should have listened to Goggles, man.
Let's see. Sengoku has a robot that's sassy with no personality. It's Versus. So cool,
yeah,
cool robot name, Versus.
Vasas.
Did you rat me out, you piece of shit?
You piece of shit robot, rat me out.
There's a global navigation system. It will track you wherever you go.
Yeah. Oh, a GPS. No kidding.
It's so good. Like the best future is so good. Like everyone is going around with floppy disks and shit.
Yeah, I love these things. Yeah, things were obviously like way past technology wise, but able to have robot parts.
Yeah, even from 90s, having a huge floppy disk as they carry around is a little bit too old, even for the future of the 90s.
Yeah. I really like, so there was so much detail drawn into the action scenes, and they were very detailed in animating various changes. I think the one we'll remember the most is probably the old man who he gets a power to restore his youth, and then when they inject him with the serum, he reverses, and it just shows like the whole like hand and veins like disintegrating, and then his body, and they really draw what he becomes in so much detail. Even in the death machine fight with Goggles like carrying the girder around and he's dragging it. There's sparks and lines being left behind. Good sound throughout the show, I thought. Obviously, 80s metal rock going on the whole time is pretty cool.
The thing that always disappoints me with this is the fact that, like, for all that fucking attention to detail they do, and then there's always the one fuck up, like the weird scene they had where it's like they just had like between two like static images, they had to like like I said, to reposition the image the fucking picture they took, and it just skips for that was kind of weird, but that's whatever. That's not a big deal. But the thing that always annoys me is the fact that, like, for all this good stuff they do, all the good details, all the sound design, why is the fucking explosions always so weak? Why are they like, wow, we're sending a bunch of missiles in, and here comes the explosion, and boom, 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 boom. It's like,
yeah,
really?
you barely get any impact. It's a little smoke.
It's like, you kidding? You just see the giant fireball, but it barely makes any sound. It's like, what? Why? But you have the fucking scraping sound of the fucking metal beam on the ground, as if that isn't annoying.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. Which one was your favorite? How about that? That's an easy question. Which of the three?
Ooh.
The two I didn't fall asleep during.
Yeah, I think it's easy to say the first one is not my favorite.
I liked episode 2 the most. That was my favorite.
Death Machine?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely the most interesting one.
The psychic death machine.
Psychic
death machine.
It's basically Terminator with psychic powers. Had a cool like side chick in it. I think episode 1 didn't have cool side chick, did it? Sengoku, the guy you think?
It had the police girl.
Yeah,
Kyoko.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I was about to say, it was like
bit part.
She is in there. Who? She's stuck in the elevator. Why? How? When?
Yeah. Huh? It's like, who cares? You would think Sengoku would get all the chicks. Like that's his whole character. He's very writing bean type guy.
Yeah, the first one, there's way too much information missing. And then you just use the information you get from episode 1 to complete episode 2 and 3. So they're definitely better. Right. But yeah, I really like Benten. I'll go with the third one because it's also like there's fucking dark wave cybernetic vampires with telekinesis. And
I really liked how they explained the vampire thing. And even after they explain it and the guys are kind of going over it, they just go, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense to me. Let's go get them.
Yeah.
So the cells just constantly regenerate, but it uses up all the blood, so therefore they have to influx their blood to keep going. Yeah, cool. I
Seems
accept
reasonable. That. All right, let's go. All
right. Now, why do their teeth grow? Don't worry about that part. They also have psychic powers.
They also have. Listen, they have to have psychic powers.
They have to.
All right.
Everything has to have a psychic part.
That's just like that's just. I was about to say that is just. This is the 80s, man. It wasn't. This was the 90s, but still. Like it's just.
It feels like we're watching the show very, very, very close to both of those episodes.
Yeah, dude. I watched
in the 80s.
If you watch a lot of the like movies and OVAs from the 80s,
something to do with a kid, a baby, you some chick at the end, yeah, birthing something from a machine. Anyway,
yeah, no, but like there's a lot of stuff from the 80s that is literally just like this. Like it is just the thing. It's like, anyways, so we're in the future, and everyone now, well, not everyone, but a lot of people have psychic abilities. Why? Shut up.
It has absolutely nothing to do with the technology at all.
It doesn't. It's just
humans evolved.
We got so advanced. Yeah, we got so advanced that people were just like, what if I could just do stuff with my mind and it became real, and then they did it, and I was like, cool.
Bayern just scored, by the way.
Yeah, cool. Anyways, do you see all these flying cars? Great. We don't have that. Our cars drive on wheels. Why? Don't worry about it.
Really good. And each OVA has a little bit of different theme when it comes down to the future. So the first one is just future with the what is it called? Like a space elevator.
Oh, the space elevator is referenced like in all 3 episodes. It's very important to have a space elevator.
Yeah, the second one is very cyberpunk. You know, the military cyborg. They're just chopping people's arms and legs off and putting a fucking cracked up robot and give them some weird shit to make them psychic.
Yeah, episode 1 was more about the advancement in computer technology and how a guy could like integrate into it and put his brain through there. The second one was, you mentioned already, and the third one was like biogenetics. So
biogenetics.
I think they both.
Very
I think
reminiscent
I think 3 worked pretty well with the way they went about that.
Yeah. Benton is a cool character as well.
And each episode's like 40, 45 minutes. They accomplished a lot in those 40 minutes. Boy, is there anything else to kind of go over?
Well, I don't know. I don't really have anything.
Hickey?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Music's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of synthwave.
Yeah.
Metal.
Yep.
I like the intro. That was cool.
You do. I just kind of, when I watched the intro, I'm just like, the opening is like fucking, I just love the fucking like thing they do with like the O. Like when they spell out Oedo, I was just like, I remember watching that and I'm just like, man, this is such a thing that like hasn't aged well at all. Because it's like, it's such a bad fucking effect to do. It's like, look, it's an O. And then it's stretching out, and we're spelling out a whole word from a single O, and I'm just like, man, this is so fucking dated. Holy shit, it's so boring.
A lot of things are dated in this.
No, I know, but it's like a lot of things. It's like, cool, it's dated, but like it's just like they just keep showing you that thing, just extending hours. I was like, this is so boring. This is not an impressive thing. Why are we looking at this for like 2 minutes? What
about the hair designs of all 3 characters?
Very 80s.
Very 80s, right?
80s.
So we got Sengoku with the pompadour / mullet. Yeah. We got Goggles with the straight up mohawk. And then Benton has just the white snake type yeah.
80s fucking hair metal style, you know.
Yeah, he was just straight up hair metal, even with the long fingernails and everything.
And Hasegawa Juzo as well. Got the
long hair, the super long hair and ponytail deal.
Yeah.
And the wine colored t-shirt with a black tie.
Yeah,
extremely like. With the large shoulders.
Large shoulders. 80s. Everyone's collars are popped all the time. It's like, yeah, let's go.
It's Cyber City, Miami, 808. just go busting some cyber drugs.
You just needed more neon colors. That was it. Oh, I gotta mention the scene where Benton, hits the exit button to send a vampire dude out into space, and he explodes into a million pieces, and it slowly shows his face popping and eyes bulging out and shit. Cool scene. And then I'm like, I thought it was the end, but then I'm like, wait a minute, there's like 5 minutes left. Their solution, I don't care, this doesn't make like much sense at all, but there's his body is in like pork grounds. Right, it's just floating in space, and all of a sudden it just disappears, appears back in the spaceship, and it shows it coming back together, and he's naked with a shotgun. I'm like, sure.
No, it's not a shotgun. It is a pump. It's a pump rifle.
Whatever.
It's the second pump rifle we've seen in all. The first one was in I forgot the name. Russo guy also had for some reason a pump rifle.
It's important, man.
It's very important. He's naked with this rifle. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep. That's one does.
Yeah. You cannot kill me. Ah, shit! You killed me.
You cannot kill me. What if I killed you, though? No.
No, that's not possible. It's possible.
Also, Gogo's list of specialities keeps growing. They just kept growing.
Yeah.
It's like, now he's a bioscientist. Can go.
All these people were working on this cure for this virus. I'll just put it all together. Here you go. Let's make it. And then the main chick just kind of floats out into space and cryosleep again. I was like, well, if she wants to die, you could just ask Goggles to make the cure again. Didn't seem that difficult. Put her cryosleep, inject the thing, and then she's gone.
Listen, we've been trying to work on this for ages, but we've not been able to figure out how to make this work. Have you tried, combining these two things? Oh, look at that. Here we go.
Sometimes things just come together, don't they?
It's just like, bro, actually, though, fuck off. We can't just be making it this way. I always fucking despise that when shows do that, when they have, something that no one has been able to figure out for a long time. We have the greatest scientist of all generations been working it, but they've never been able to figure it out. It's like, okay, but have you tried turning it on?
I mean, that's always my favorite Batman comic book joke with all the things. You've been injected with this virus I just made up, and you have 5 minutes to live. The next panel is Batman with 2 vials, shows him putting one together, and the next one, got it, 1 minute to spare.
You don't understand. I've been working on a vaccine for this since fucking 20 years ago. But I just invented this virus, and I expected it.
Expect the unexpected, Batman.
I'm way ahead of you.
By the way, I'm rich.
I'm way ahead of you. Then why the fuck didn't you come arrest me before I did anything?
Oh boy, fantastic. All right, so we're fucking around with this. Cyber City Oedo 808. I enjoyed it. It's obviously not the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's not close.
Did you give it an 8, a 0, or an 8?
I think I gave it a 7. Yeah. Yeah, 7.
JD, this isn't 708.
It's 7. No, it's 717, which is exactly what its mal score is.
You know what? Yeah. Cyber City Oedo 717. All right, yeah, 7. I don't know. I gave it a 5. Like I said, I wasn't that into it.
Okay.
It was pretty.
You did fall asleep 3 times.
I did fall asleep 3 times. So that's. And it's in the show's defense, though. When I watched the first episode, I was tired. It just didn't help.
Sure.
So, but even then, even coming back to the other 2 episodes later, and just meh. I don't know. They were fun, but I wasn't super into it. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I gave it an 8.
Whoa!
I thought he was going to say a 9. Damn.
No. But I was very satisfied with this one. Again, just randomly picking it up when I was just trying to fill a space in our shell, and turning out to be a really cool and interesting show, to say the least. Yeah, I'm highly satisfied.
I'm satisfied with what we got. I expected just 80s type action show with some cyberpunk stuff, and it's funny, I like this more than the cyberpunk Edge Runners.
like I said in the group.
Okay. Tori, you are picking our next episode. Maybe people have heard of this next one?
I don't think so. It's definitely not one that people have ever watched or anything like that. It's pretty obscure. Very old. It's called Black Lagoon.
Ah. And we're watching the whole thing, including the OVA, right?
Yes, I am.
Hell yeah. We're just going to do the whole thing. It's going to be great.
Yep. So who gives a shit that Roberta's blood trail technically isn't available yet? You can suck one. I'm watching it.
It's okay. The show started.
The show had already started. Listen, man.
That's all that matters to us.
You can't just start a show and not finish it. We definitely haven't done that before.
No, none of, how many shows have I dropped now? I know that's a stat. Hold on. I've
only dropped 104 shows. You know?
I've dropped 112 at this point in time.
But actually dropping shows, so.
Need to update my drop list.
You get that drop list up. Okay. So Black Lagoon will be the next episode. See you next time, everybody.
Peace.
Goodbye.